Have you ever fired up Marvel Rivals and wondered what would it look like if characters from your favorite IP popped up in this game? In this video, we're going to find out what the Ninja Turtles could look like if they joined the Marvel Rivals roster. I teamed up with my mates Rui and Jackson again, and we used the wheel to pick that one.
I have Leo.
I'll go Raph.
And I'm gone Mikey.
But that leaves one more.
And we left the last submission for Donnie up to you guys. And we'll reveal later in the video to see whose design got picked. And just a reminder, if you like what you see, remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It helps us all with the YouTube algorithm. Now let's get drawing. Alright, so now we've moved on to the time lapse of my drawing for Mikey. And as usual, I'm just starting the beginning with sorting out a pose and the proportions and anatomy I wanted for this guy, because I think the really interesting thing about the Ninja Turtles, especially recently, in a lot of their renditions, they all come in varying shapes and sizes, as opposed to before they were pretty much identical, and the only way you could tell them apart was, with the bandanas and the weapons they would use. So, but then in later versions of the Ninja Turtles, they all begin to have different proportions, different body sizes. Like we noticed that Raph is, a little larger than the rest. He's bigger and tougher. Leo's, well-rounded. Donnie's got, adorning more techie and scientist, tinker kind of gadgets and pieces to show that he's like the tinkerer of the group. And then Mikey is usually kind of the smaller one, but he's, very quick, swift, nimble, cheeky. And so I really wanted to push that further, and we didn't discuss how each of us was going to design this, but I was going to try to make sure that my Mikey was going to be much skinnier and smaller, just to make sure that I get that disparity between them, regardless of how Jackson and Rui would draw them. And so in this stage here, I really figured out a pose, I think, and I knew that he was going to have his hoverboard. His skateboard is a very signature part of his personality, and he needed to be holding that, and I figured that would be a very key part of his abilities and fighting style in the game. So I initially had him holding a bike helmet at some point, because I thought it'd be cool if he had some super fast hoverboard and he needed a helmet to stay safe. But then I thought that kind of doesn't really make sense, because he's kind of really adventurous, and he wouldn't really worry about that part. He's all about just being cool and spontaneous and just getting on the board and getting out there. And so with this next part of the design, I decided that I wanted Mikey to have a bunch of techwear as part of his costume. I wanted him to look like he was the coolest one out of them all, and he was all about the latest trends and fashion. And so I've always been a big fan of the whole techwear, urban ninja fashion that's popped up lately, and I figured he would be a perfect candidate to be wearing this. Like, he wouldn't be wearing anything else, and so I knew he had to have a cool, big puffy jacket, some of the techwear shorts that has all the sashes, the belts, buckles, and pockets, reminiscent of a lot of cyberpunk stuff, like cyberpunk edge runners, and just modern day fashion. And so trying to draw a little more refined lines at this stage. I think it's good to really nail down make your lines more refined and less sketchy, just so you really have a good idea on, where your shapes and proportions actually, where they're going to be at the end. And so now I've just started blocking in some colors. I usually like to get into the colors really early on, because it really helps me to visualize what the final image and character is going to look like. So I had to have some flat colors in there. I knew it was going to be majority black, just like a darker color, just for the majority of his clothing, which is in line with the whole techwear aesthetic. But of course, the way you tell each Ninja Turtles apart is their signature colors, and so I had to include a significant portion of orange on this character, just to make sure that any viewer that looks at him will instantly know that this is Mikey. And so I just wanted to give him like a bandana, and all the extra belts and buckles on the clothing would be orange. But then later in the later stages of this drawing, I decided to, rather than just be very minimal color, just black and orange, I wanted to, add a little bit more variety in there, and I'll explain in a second why. But, I added a bit of red on the short buckles and his shoes, and I made the hoverboard. His skateboard which is going to be a hoverboard. I figured it fits the Marvel Rivals aesthetic a lot more. It's going to be purple, and each of these colors is pretty much going to represent each of his brothers. It would have to be a smaller fraction of his design that would be those colors, because we need him to still be predominantly orange. And you notice here with the sash bag across his chest, I added a bit of blue there. So that's for Leo. The board is going to be Donnie, because I figured Donnie would be the one who would give him this little piece of technology. Like, he probably invented the hoverboard and gave it to him. And then Raph is just the bottom half is the red and the shoes, because I figured Raph likes to, charge head first. He's always first in a battle. He's just ready to get stuck in there. And so with Mikey, I figured it would just make sense for it to be his shoes that would be like that, because then, that's how he charges forward into battle. And so now I'm just trying to continue to refine how the clothes will look, and, touch up his pose a little bit more. I wanted to make sure that the silhouette was still strong, so that you could recognize it was a turtle, but also still have that cool puffy jacket look, And now I'm just adding a bit of buckles here and there and pockets, just really continuing to push the design. And I know that I mentioned that earlier on I used lines to try and establish everything at that point, but I usually try to leave it open for myself to, make amendments and designs as we go. It might not be efficient, but sometimes a lot of these things pop up in my mind as I go on through the drawing. So when that happens, I never want to, restrict myself and say, oh, it's too late to add something. If I think it's really cool and it'll serve his design, I will add it in. And, because it's always important that you enjoy what you're drawing and make sure you add as many cool things as possible, whatever you think is cool. And especially in a drawing exercise like this, where you're not actually working for a client, but you're working for an imaginary client for Marvel Rivals, but you still have the flexibility to draw whatever you want. And as artists, you should always utilize this opportunity to do so. You never restrict yourself, because the greatest power we have is to literally draw whatever we want. And so you should make sure you never forget that. Always try little things here and there. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you tried, and that's the only way to find out. And so now I've just continued to refine the drawing now, just to see the rendering style that I want to go with and the lighting direction. I put his signature nunchucks on his belt, and need both of them visible there. And now I was just trying to decide on the size of the board and what it would be like. I thought at first initially his skateboard used to be quite small, but I wanted this hoverboard to be quite a bit bigger, and just to make sure that it would fit proportionally. Like, you could look at that board and say, oh yeah, he does fit on that. And now I just added some text here. Part of the whole techwear design aesthetic is that there is a lot of text and writing, and so I just started messing around with that a lot. Different fonts, different colors, different lines. And I think the board itself, the underside of the board, where skateboards commonly have their designs on their unique pictures and colors and patterns, I figured that was a great place to start to add the text, and it would have one of his signature phrases, Cowabunga, on there. And now on the other belts and buckles on the jacket, I added more text, and it's just a lot of little references here and there to certain things. So I referenced a lot of things from, like, say, one of my favorite turtle video games, Turtles in Time, and just other phrases that he said over time. So having something like text on the design is a fantastic opportunity for you to add a lot of Easter eggs and cool references and nods to things. And so I tried to add a lot of text that's just reminiscent, or a little reference to to different renditions of him, whether it was from a different video game, a different comic, a different cartoon series. So that just that there's a little something for everyone, you know. And also in the design for him, because I wanted him to be, you know, look swift and nimble, I actually made him quite slim. And it's quite hard to tell with because he's wearing a puffy jacket, but the best opportunity I had to show that was in his leggings. So in the bottom part of his legs, where I deliberately made him wear some tights so that it was very skinny, and it would, you know, the viewer could see that, you know, he's quite a slim build. And now at this point, I'm trying to figure out the silhouette of the extra weapons I'm going to give this guy. And the reason I'm giving him extra weapons is because I wanted a big reference to the comic The Last Ronin. And for those who don't know that's the indie comic where it's an alternate timeline where 3 of the Ninja Turtles have died and Mikey is the only last remaining turtle. And he sets out on a quest to avenge his fallen brothers. And when he does that, he takes all of their weapons with him. You know, he takes Leonardo's katanas, he takes Donnie's bow staff, and he takes Raphael's sais, which I haven't added just yet because I wasn't sure where I was going to put them. But I was definitely knew I was going to add them somewhere at some point. And so at this point, I'm just refining more and more. I just decided to commit to the design of having the other turtles' weapons on him. So I'm just designing the katana handles. Of course, they had to be blue just to signify they were Leo's. And I also tried to do the whole traditional bindings that the katana sword handles have. And this takes a little bit of time to render, but it's a part I actually really enjoy. So this takes a little bit of time, but as I progress through, it starts to become more and more detailed. And now at this point, I just continue to render and detail. I'm just adjusting the size of the hands. I think they're quite stylized characters, the turtles, and so I figured they have quite big hands, and they have their signature, you know, three-digit hands, like 1 thumb and two fingers. So now an interesting point here is that I was rendering the chains, and I kind of put this part off at this stage, but I start, had to figure it out eventually, where I figure out the sneaker design for his feet. Again, it's a very important part of character design all the time, because you need to see how they're planted in whichever plane they're in. So, you know, if they're going to be, you know, convincing, they got to look like they're grounded, like they're standing up and holding themselves in position. I decided to extend the hoverboard a bit further here, and just add a little bit of design of where, like, say, the hover power and energy would come from each end of the board. I wanted to keep it quite minimal, very similar to reminiscent of the hoverboard from Back to the Future, where it's very simplistic design, but the magic is that it hovers, and that's the most important part. And so I've left the design, you know, not much more complex than that. And so now I'm just reaching the final stages of rendering, where I refine the lines a bit more, and I just decided to really go in and try to emulate that Marvel Rivals style of having the cross hatching, you know, the chromatic aberration rim lighting, and manually drawing all the cross hatching and all the ink lines on the outside, just to really bring it to a finished sketchy look, and to make it look like it really belongs in the Marvel Rivals universe. And then I just continue that until I bring it to a finish.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
Alright, what's going on, boys? I'm back for the second challenge with you guys. Or third one.
TMNT, huh?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Not much, man. Trying to cook. Might have burnt it a little bit.
Sorry, we'll leave you cooking.
A little overcooked.
Got a little bit of a burnt turtle.
Baked him a little too long.
That sounded like we
stewed a little too much.
That sounds like we interrupted you while you were cooking. Hey guys, sorry, I'm just trying to cook.
House is on fire now.
Can you call back later?
Now we gotta do the videos. Don't worry about your eggs.
This flame just starts enroaching like behind me.
Oh, Mel, the new lighting system looks sick. It's just house on fire.
face just slowly turns into like Deadpool.
Oh, all right.
That's goofy.
Too much, too much.
Just melting Melvin.
Melting Mel. That's my name.
All right.
Get into it. You want to see my Mikey?
Yeah,
Yeah, those that don't know, I drew Mikey. And I'm going to show it now.
Give us a look at your Mikey. You got to count us in.
3, 2, 1.
Bang.
Major opponents coming up.
You can see the riding on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements.
Oh, that's sick. Hang on,
Yo.
Oh, dude, that's mid.
Yo.
Bro, that's giving me like cyberpunk vibes.
Dude,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep. Definitely.
Dude, that's dope.
this works perfectly.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, cheers, guys. I definitely leaned into the whole cyberpunk thing. I lent into the whole tech wear, you know, like urban ninja fashion stuff. Because, again, like Ninja Turtle, right? And also because Mikey's supposed to be, like, quote, like the cool one, right?
Yeah,
So I just tried to lean into that, went fully into, like, what I thought was, like, cool clothes and stuff. And he loves riding his skateboard and stuff. And so I had to give him some kind of board. He's got a hoverboard in this one. And just to lean into the sci-fi thing.
Why has he got our character's weapons?
Yeah, why has he got all my weapons, bro?
They're on separate layers, so we can remove them if we like. But one of the reasons I wanted Mikey was because of the comic, The Last Ronin. If you guys heard of that, where yeah, it's the alternate timeline. For those who don't know, it's the ultimate timeline where Mikey's brothers have died and he's the last remaining turtle. Yeah, and he's basically on a quest for vengeance, but he wields all of their weapons. And so that's what I just wanted to have that because I thought that was really cool. I thought the Last Ronin premise was awesome. So this guy has all of your weapons, but the idea is because it's in Rivals, he's from another dimension. So
he's happier.
So his dimension. His dimension. His brothers have died, but now that he's discovered, so in the description I've written that now he's discovered the multiverse. He has, you know, his like. His energy and enthusiasm and happiness again because now he has a chance to, you know, find his brothers and
cool
and fight with them again. And now this time he's, you know, going to make sure that he doesn't lose them again. But that's
cool.
why he has like a newfound hope. And so
he's found our characters, our versions.
That's right, exactly.
I dig that.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude, I was gonna say, I'm like, he's way too happy to have just 3 dead brothers. That's diabolical.
Yeah, as the Ronin thing. Yeah.
Makes sense why he put the orange bandana back instead of like the black Last Ronin one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Exactly,
I like that little feature where it's like this is like post Last Ronin. Like he's still got the weapons, but he's like, my brothers are back.
Yeah.
And you gave him nostrils too. What's going on?
Yeah, it's got that turtle.
I thought he had to breathe. I don't know. Yeah.
I swear they got nostrils. What is it? The old school ones, so they don't have nostrils, really?
Yeah. I mean, they probably. I don't know. I just drew like an old school, like beak turtle, but I like how different. But mine, it all fits. All of our characters fit, right? Right, guys.
I like imagining that they are different. I like imagining they are different species of turtles as well. So.
Well, they're from different universes, so you could have legitimately like drawn any style that you wanted.
True. Yeah, I didn't actually think about that. I mean, even just when I first seen him, like I love the full aesthetic of him, but putting him next to my Raph, he looks like he's gonna look like a kid. Like he's
well, that's kind of what I wanted. Yeah, like I wanted Mikey to be like the smallest one, right? Like I thought he was like the little one, but he's like, you know, really cheeky and quirky and you know, like a smart ass kind of attitude. So
100%.
I feel like it would fit.
Nailed that, like the pose, the facial expression, everything. And
thanks,
I've noticed even with the rendering, even from I know this is your third one.
Third one. Yeah.
In the rival style, bro, and even like I've zoomed in, bro, and you're doing all those little line shading.
Yeah.
All those little sections of the line art and everything, like. It's coming together, bro. You're fucking getting real close.
It seems like
awesome. Trying to.
It seems like the third one's third one's the charm normally. like I mean, Jackson's always had the style like down pat because he's Jackson.
He's the art god.
It's not all there.
But I feel like mine really unlocked with with Carnage, which was my third one, and now this is your third one, and I feel like this is the most like Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Magic number. And hopefully even more uphill from here, you know? We get closer and closer.
Gotta
or we
keep
get
going.
even better than theirs.
Yeah.
We'll take over. We'll show them how it's done, you know?
Do you have
We're waiting for the call.
Do you have an ability sheet for this guy?
Yeah,
or what are we working with here?
Speaking of ability, yeah, I do. Let me pass it over.
Oh, let's see the abilities.
Very wild. I'm keen to hear your thoughts about it, and even everyone in the watching and everyone in the comments can talk about how these would work exactly. I just kind of have like a little rough idea.
Oh my god!
I see my weapons on there.
My god, you switch weapons?
Yeah, exactly. So like it's like how Punisher switches weapons, right? He has like two types. So the idea is this guy could, I mean, if I was going to add all of the Ninja Turtles weapons, he's got to use them, right?
Oh my god, 5
basically
stars.
He goes from he goes from 1 to 4, and they're all melee attacks, but they all have different effects. And so his standard one will be his nunchucks, which is, you know, his signature one. So it's just a fast, you know, melee attack. The size, Raphael's weapons, they're a melee attack, but they also parry melee weapons. So like the size traditionally like a weapon that can parry and riposte.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So I thought that I would include it in there, and then Leo's dual katanas are similar in that regard. That's a melee attack, but it also parries ranged attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Donnie's bow staff just
It's like an AoE.
does like a little 360, a little AoE, just like a little pushback. That's the extra effect. And like I like the idea that you gotta constantly switch weapons for the specific effect that you want.
Yeah. That's sick, bro.
Yeah, but then going to his abilities, like the main shtick with him was with his hoverboard, and so basically,
is he always
I don't
on
know
it?
if this is. Yeah, I think he's always on it. So I don't know how this would work in the game, but the main shtick was that all of his other abilities are basically just tricks with his hoverboard, and so it all just leans into the mobility. So he can, you know,
Nice.
he just does like kickflips and like, so spacebar is just kickflips, and then ollies, and then, you know, he's to do a kickflip. He can grind along rails and walls, and the idea is that this is just like makes him super mobile, and all of it just charges something, some resource, or it just charges his ultimate quicker, which will just and then when he triggers his ultimate Cowabunga, it'll just it just improves all of his weapons, you know, significantly, and just do more damage, more speed.
So it's like so it's like Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yes,
Tony Hawk Pro Skater,
that's what I thought was absolutely hilarious. It's like everyone's trying to play like the balance with this character is the balance of that, right? So you gotta do all the tricks to charge your moves, but you don't want to be not contributing to the battle, right? And so you got to maintain the balance between contributing and charging your ultimate, which is where you'll actually do the real damage.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and then I find it.
Very unique.
Yeah,
You made a Spider-Man character.
yeah, exactly.
This
I
is
just love the idea
the
of like,
character that someone picks, and they're like, you're like, we got a Mikey on the team. He's just gonna be doing tricks in the back.
Yeah, exactly. But then, you know, when you see one that can pull it off, you're like, oh, this Mikey's, you know, sick.
Oh, he's flipping. Like, look how many
100%.
weapons he's flipping through it. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna get like a bunch of like 8-year-olds that are just doing kickflips.
Yeah.
And then absolute sweat demons like rotating around the back of a team, like building up an ultimate and then shredding through and then just doing like rotations of that. I could see that happening.
That's perfect.
Sick, that's
Yeah,
so cool.
yeah. I thought that'd be really funny as well. It would make for many, you know, meme videos of just Mikey's in the corner just trying to grind and
Just doing bad combos.
yeah. But then, it would be very difficult because you're trying to do all the tricks while participating in the battle and switching weapons.
Oh, dude.
So I think this guy would have pretty high like APM, and your keyboard would be going crazy. But I thought that would be the charm of it, you know?
My God, the chaos of like, if everyone decided to go all the turtles, or the 3 turtles that we've revealed so far. You got Jackson's Raph just being in there, just being an absolute like menace. Then you've got your guy doing all these sorts of tricks, and my guy just ducking in and out, flanking, and just like attacking.
Yeah,
That's sick.
So good. And they would have to have like a team up, right? Like the
For
turtles, if you team
Has
them
to
up.
be.
Yeah.
Has to be,
Yeah. And I wasn't sure what to put there, but I just put bonus damage.
We didn't know what our, full team up move would be, like the ability. I feel like it would be the ability to bounce off of Raph.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Some to do with their shells, maybe. Like they could all, they can bounce into like Raph's shell and then shoot out into enemies.
Maybe they turn into that Koopa Tower. From Mario.
One player just controls everybody.
Yeah. You got to bounce on each one to remove them.
That'd be funny as.
Yeah.
But that's
good
sick,
work,
man. Very good, very good.
Thank you. And if anyone watching has any ideas on what their team up abilities is, you should let us know in the comments. And also, if you want to see Jackson's design, remember to check out Jackson Casper's art. And if you want to see Rui's design of Jackson's of Raph and Rui's of Leo, check out Red Unit Inc. art.
Yep.
Good stuff.
That's it. All right, now it's time to check out all the Donatello submissions we got. We got some real bangers in here. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for the submissions. I can see all the effort you put into these. These look absolutely awesome. And also, if you see a design up on the screen, feel free to comment below and tell everyone about your designs, I can see a lot of thought and effort has been put into these, and it'd be great to hear about all your design choices.
Boys,
What up?
we have some submissions for Donnie.
Oh?
We've already gone through them. I'm not gonna. We've gone through them. We've selected, and we have selected a winner for a Donnie that would fit with all three of our turtles. And the winner is.
Pull it up,
please. Actually, we'll get Jackson to say it. Go, Jackson.
We have Reyes Gonzalez with his with his Donnie. Bring it up. That's sick, man.
Yeah.
He's Donnie. He's got
I love this one.
a mech arm.
Got the shredder shoulder plate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of story in there. Is he taking him out?
Yeah. I've noticed that all of our turtles had like a piece of like fabric or clothing, so Reyes kind of fit within. Not that the submission process was like try to guess and fit as much as with ours, but we feel like this one is like had the full profile, did the rim light, had the line weight, had the silhouette. I just love everything about it.
Yeah, did the nice 3/4 pose, the renderings there. But that's not to say that the other submissions that we got weren't good as well. There definitely were some great artworks in there. It's just like Rui said, this guy's put in the effort, and it definitely fits alongside our turtles. So that's why we picked him.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough choice, but yeah, this guy really standed out to me. Love it, like little subtle designs as well. Even his turtle shell was like a cog. It's almost like a
I didn't even realize
shape.
that.
Oh, it is,
Yeah. So it's like leans into his whole, mecha
Tech,
and like techie, personality. So yeah, I really dig it.
Nice. Cool. Well, congrats, Reyes Gonzalez. We had a lot of submissions, so thank you to everyone that submitted.
Thank you so much.
Hell yeah! All right, Turtles unite!
Oh no,
That is diabolical.
we need some milk. All right, so this week's challenge we have Deadpool. So the Deadpool, it's the same character for all three of us, but the twist is we're going to have a big wheel that we're going to spin with one of the three classes. So it's going to have the Vanguard, the Duelist, Strategist. Each of us is going to hit one, and then we have to design Deadpool to that class. So
it's going to be good. We're going to have the same character, but three like completely separate designs. Let's head over. All right. Any preferences?
Well, I just did a Vanguard, so I actually wouldn't mind a Strategist. I haven't done one yet, so that'd be cool.
Well, basically what it is whoever goes first gets it. Whoever goes second gets one. Whoever goes third gets what's left. So who wants to go first?
Well, yeah, whoever goes second is it's the 50-50.
I think last time when we did the battle royale, Melvin went first. So I reckon Melvin. I'll go first. How about that?
Yeah. Rui, you go first. I'll go second, and then Melvin gets the last one.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Do you have a preference?
Nah.
No, just hope for the best. He's
like there's
getting
a lot of cool
Vanguard.
Vanguard by an inch. Oh, it's gonna be cool. That's it.
Yeah.
You gotta draw a buff Deadpool.
A buff Deadpool? Venom Pool? What? Hello?
Huh?
Huh? No, I don't know if I'll do Venom Pool. All right.
I feel like Julius is gonna look the most normal, but that's a challenge in itself, right? Because you
to try and make that stand out, rather than
which is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so Mel, this is whatever lands, it's me, and then the opposite side is what you hit.
Yeah, right.
You ready?
Spin it up, son.
All right. Jackson
You
wants
want the
strat.
strategist?
You want strat.
I don't mind.
I'm not custom.
But I get it.
But you'll take it.
I tell the computer what to give me, and it gives it to me.
There we go. So Melvin's
That's
got an OG Deadpool.
Yep.
Jackson's
Rui's
got
I got the strategist, and then Rui.
I got the big chunk.
You got the
Chunk
big
pool.
chunk. Big chunky pool.
But now, Deadpool has a lot of iterations throughout the alternate universes. We saw them all in Deadpool vs. Wolverine. We've got so many more.
Oh, that's true.
There's
This one's gonna be fun.
There's Dogpool.
Really looking forward. Dogpool, yeah.
There's I can't remember if his name is Deadhead or Headpool. We've got Baby Pool. We've got Lady Pool. We've got Venom Pool. So we got a lot of choices.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting what you guys pull out your ass.
Oh, nice. Good pun. Good pun. All right. I'm excited to see what you guys have. Are we back in a week?
Back in a week now, yeah. Back in a week, boys. Probably more because Jackson's getting married. Oi!
Oh! More than a week.
Yeah.
More than a week.
Might take a little longer. Give us time.
Give us time. Yeah. There'll be more in between, but hold on. Deadpool's coming.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff if you enjoyed it. Remember, you can always check out all the other videos I've done in this channel where I've drawn other characters for Rivals. And also feel free to leave in the comments below what you might want to see in future videos. All right. Peace. Ah, there it is. Tank.